this.
Welcome, Vikings fans. This is the Full SKOL Podcast.
Let's go!
I suppose we gotta wait for like not to matter to go on a win streak.
Yeah, for sure. Wow. What? I mean,
What was the zero offense? Zero.
Well,
offense.
our offense doubled with that Jordan Addison touchdown on the jet sweep. He doubled our offensive production for the entire game in the midway through the fourth quarter. 69 yards. Jordan Addison, one play for 65 yards and a touchdown, and it doubled our offense production.
I thought they were going to take it from us too.
I honestly, I was like, we're up by 6. We cannot get in the end zone. We cannot even get another field goal. I kept thinking if we could just go up by 9, okay, we'll be good because the defense obviously was playing lights out. But I'm like, we stay up at 6, 1 touchdown, we lose. We lose because we cannot move the ball at all. I mean, at all. Yeah, that was it was hard to watch on the offensive side, but I love the defense anyways. I mean, like just
defense. And it was like you know, my buddy Mike was like, "Where has this been all season?" I'm like, "It's been right there.
Yeah.
Like we've had good defensive
the
games. It's just the turnovers haven't gone our way. Like there's how many times has Gink been so close? It's like, oh man, that was almost a Gink 6. Oh, that was almost a fumble. That was it just it wasn't bouncing our way. Well, they all bounced our way today. I mean, and we were due. I mean, it was like mathematically.
The
defense has been playing great. We just, and somebody was like, the only real difference between the defense this year and last year is just where are the turnovers at? Well,
no turnovers.
Saved them all up for this week, I guess.
Well, and then what do we have? 5 turnovers against the Commanders in like week 2.
Yeah.
And then we had 6 today. And that's like, I think literally we have 13 turnovers on the season or something like that.
Didn't we have some last week? We had some last week too. And we had a turnover game last week or the last game. I guess it wasn't last week. It was a short week.
Sunday, possibly. I guess I didn't.
I thought there was. We're going to do a double header this week because the Christmas week, we didn't get the last game, but I don't know that at this point we really need to. That was the defense was fun to watch. Hitman getting his today was really fun to watch. Yeah, you're not wrong. This week would have been. Originally, I was planning on going to that game, but then I was like, as the season played out, I'm like, I don't really want to spend money to go see us get blown out. It would have been a good one.
Yeah,
it would have been a good one for sure.
Yeah, that would have been a good one for sure. But I would say this: our defense is a Super Bowl caliber defense. Like the way we played. Let's see. Yeah, we did have some turnovers. Fumbles, lost 1. Okay. Our defense has been just lights out up until today. Minnesota Vikings defense has not given up a passing touchdown in like 7 weeks. Today was the first one in like 7 or 8 weeks. I don't remember if it was 7 between or if it was 6.
That was a hell of a catch by Tesla.
Yeah. That dude is nice. I've talked before. He went to school with Jaden before he transferred to Oklahoma, I think. Is that where he came from? But he was at Hillsdale.
Arkansas.
Arkansas, yeah. He was at Hillsdale his freshman and sophomore year with Jaden. And then he transferred to Arkansas and played D1 because Hillsdale is D2. And I watched him play, and he was amazing. The coach didn't know how to use him. They ran the ball a lot, D2 college football, whatever. But he caught everything. And, when he goes up, he's like 6'4", 220. I mean, that's a big target, and he makes
Randy Moss.
Some great. He makes some great catches and stuff like that. So it's always good to see that. As soon as he made that, then Jaden texts out to the group that Tesla, I hate that dude or something like that. We're all like laughing. Like, So I mean, just personally because we have that connection, I kind of feel good that if it was somebody that it was Tesla because I've seen him and watched him play, and Jaden met him or whatever, and just kind of been around him and stuff. So, anyways, but yeah, up until this week, that was the first passing touchdown in either 7 games or 8 games. I don't know if it was a 6 games with 0, and then this was the 7th. I don't remember exactly that number, but the defense has been playing amazing. We're still like middle of the pack, I think like 20th or 21st overall. But we just haven't had the turnovers, and we're not really scoring because obviously we don't have the turnovers. So the defense is not scoring.
Well, yeah, and if we get those turnovers, everything changes, right? You kill those drives,
for sure.
And it's been right there. The defense has been very, 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 very good.
I will say this today, though, that they were, that big drive that they did score was like 9 minutes, 77 yards, like 17 plays or something like that. They had 3rd and like 15 3 times in that drive, and we could not get off the field. So that was a little bit disheartening. I'm like, come on, dude. I mean, Flo, you either have to send everybody and get there, or you got to drop everybody back and send 3 and just coverage sack or whatever. We got to get off the field. This 3rd and 18, 3rd and 17, 3rd and 16, and they converted all 3 of those on that one drive. They were only 5 for like 14 or something like that on 3rd down, but 3 of them were on that scoring drive. So really, we probably should have beat them. They probably should have never got a touchdown, honestly. I mean, if we just hold them on one of those, we get off the field and they end up scoring 3 points. I mean, we just have.
It was a hell of a catch. He landed hard, but looked like he got the wind knocked out of him. Because he wasn't able to break his fall or nothing. It was just straight on his back ribs.
Yeah. I was like, when he rolled over, I'm like, oh yeah, he can't breathe. He's crawling on the ground, trying to catch his breath. But I mean, 6 turnovers. Like, how do you gauge that? I mean,
it's hard to win it.
4 fumbles.
Hard to win a game that way. I can tell you that.
Well, and that's the thing that I threw out on our text, that if we somehow lose this game, we are going on the record books as the opposite. Like 5 turnovers. At that point, it was 5 turnovers, and I'm like, if we lose this game, having 5 winning the turnover battle 5-0, and we don't win this game, we are garbage. Like our offense was garbage today.
It was garbage, but
it was really ugly. But
in the books, on the stat line.
Yeah.
Max Grosmer is 1-1 in the NFL.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Just don't look at his numbers. I think at one point we were -6 in passing.
Win-loss column. He's 1-1.
He's 1-1. You're right, exactly. And he has yet to throw a touchdown in his NFL career in 2 games.
Wait, he didn't throw one to Addison, or was that a?
Nope, he did not throw it. Nope, that was a pitch. That was a run play.
Pitch.
That was a run play. Okay. Yeah, pretty sure. I guess I can look at the box score on that. But do you want to touch on the Giants game at all, really, before we get into today?
We can. You have to remind me. I'll be honest. I kind of forgot about it.
Ugly
kind of
win.
The one you're with, kind of.
JJ McCarthy started that game. Of course, he hurt his hand. We come to find out later it was a fracture in his throwing hand, in his thumb or something like that. He couldn't hold the ball, but he started off pretty nice. 240 total yards, 126 passing. 114 rushing, very balanced attack, 4.1 yards per play, 17 first downs, 7 of 12 on 3rd down, 1 for 1 on 4th down, 58 total plays. We allowed 4 sacks. Let me see the numbers and see 240 total yards. JJ McCarthy was 9 of 14 for 108, and then Max was 7 of 9 for 52. He got sacked once. JJ McCarthy got sacked 3 times and threw an interception. He did not throw a touchdown in that game. We scored on a run play. Rushing, JJ ran that in. He ran that one around the right side, and was it Naylor who set a block for him or something like that, or Aaron Jones or something like that? And then he jumped in and kind of landed on his head a little bit. I remember we were kind of throwing that out. He had 2 rushes for 20 yards. Justin Jefferson had a good game, 6 catches for 85, which we'll talk about today when he broke Randy's record there. But he was 6 for 8 in that game as far as targets. So much better than the previous week when he was, what did I say? He was like 5 for 14 or something like that, or 3 for 14 maybe or something. It was not good. So it might have been 3 for 12. I think it was eight drops, but no, it was 6 for 14. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, 16-13 win. I think I had 42-10, and you had 38-14. So you got their score pretty close, and I mean I was kind of close on their score too. They had 13, but we were not even close on ours. that was we were way over. We had lost the prices right for sure because we definitely went over on the point total. So, and you'll notice just real quick if the ones people that do watch, if you notice me standing up, I have a severe back issue where sitting down absolutely kills me. So that's why I'm standing. A little different vantage point. I got to keep it loose. But anyway, so I mean, still a win. That was our third consecutive win. Today being our fourth consecutive win since we've been knocked out of the playoffs. Playoffs. We've actually been playing, pretty well. The one thing that we talked about, you and I talked about kind of in depth, off air was, JJ's durability. And, this is 3 injuries now this season, wasn't it? Is it this season? Has he been out 3 times? No,
yeah,
this is
I think so.
Second. Did he start and then
3 total injuries, I think.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of I know these things happen, but quarterbacks hit their hands on helmets all the time and they don't break anything. They come back from that or whatever. So I mean, I don't know.
My brother-in-law shared a picture of if you're familiar with Mr. Glass, from the movie, whatever, with Bruce Willis and why can't I think of his name? Who plays Mr. Glass? Oh my God! Come on, help me out here.
I don't know.
Pulp Fiction.
Quentin Tarantino?
No, not the. Oh my God! Swears a lot. Snakes on a plane.
Oh, Samuel L. Jackson?
Thank you. God
dang. I couldn't remember that movie.
Samuel L. Jackson plays Mr. Glass, and he's the opposite of Bruce Willis's character, who's like unbreakable, right?
Oh, okay.
I think that's the name of the movie. So he's like invincible. Well, Mr. Glass is like
I've never seen that.
He's just like shatters. It's an M. Night Shyamalan series. It's actually pretty good. I like it because it there's another one. There's another movie in there called Split, and then that one fits into the whole narrative. They bring them all together, and they're all kind of intertwined, same universe or whatever. But anyways, they showed a picture of Mr. Glass in his wheelchair, but it was JJ McCarthy. So meaning he's just it seems like he's very fragile.
Fragile. He's very fragile.
Fragile. Must be Italian.
Yeah, exactly. You must be Italian. So it's a tough, that's a tough, I mean, I don't know. We knew obviously all this week that Max Brosmer was going to be the starting quarterback after the MRI on Monday. That he had, or the x-rays that he had a fractured hand or whatever. Initially they said, last week during the game that it came back negative. And so we thought, okay, he's good. But then apparently they obviously had probably better equipment.
Found a hairline fracture.
Found a hairline fracture and wasn't able to grip the ball and stuff like that. So, you wonder what happens next week if that, I don't.
Well, Max can't grip the ball either, it turns out.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. It's just like, when you're a kid and you go to throw something and it just falls.
Yeah, that one play is just like, whoop, there.
Yeah, it's like, what? At least he had the wherewithal to jump on it and it didn't do some crazy bounce.
Must have been all the snow at US Bank Stadium during the Snoop Dogg halftime show.
Oh, man,
made the ball slippery or something. I don't know.
We'll get to that, but So other than that, JJ played well that first half, I thought, and Max came in and played decent enough. The Giants are 2-12 going into that game. Now they're 2-13, so you would think that we should have won that, but it was a lot closer than it should have been. But their defense is actually pretty good. The Giants, they've been in some games, like their record 2-13. Mm-hmm. They were in a lot of those games, so it wasn't like it was just a walk in the park because they have a pretty good defense. I think we were sacked. Our quarterbacks were sacked like 4 times, I think, in that game or something like that. So, let's see. 3 times. JJ McCarthy was sacked 3 times, and Max Brother was sacked once. So, anyway, so that's the Giants game. That's about all we could really take from it. It was a win. Basically, it was a win.
It's a win. We don't. It's just interesting. And we touched on this last week too. It's a or the last episode. It's just a weird, interesting place to be once you get knocked out of the playoffs, where it's just like we can just watch it now without being emotionally invested at all. And
we did talk about that.
You know, coincidentally, now that we're not invested, we're winning.
Yeah.
It's like today, I went in today with, you know, running back hurt, and Hawkinson was out, and you know,
Brian O'Neill was out.
Brian O'Neill, our center is out.
Was on IR. That was one thing from last week.
This is going to be
Harris was on IR. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just thought it was ugly on offense. And I was like, this game had the makings of just an embarrassing blowout at home. You know, just like, oh God, do I even want to watch this game?
Yeah, because the Lions are leading the league in scoring, over 30 points.
And they had something to play for.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they're fighting.
That was their playoff. That was their first playoff game. Yeah. And that they're out. They're out. We eliminated.
I think I posted this on Facebook. I think the Super Bowl window for Detroit Lions has officially closed.
Oh, without a doubt. And the rumblings here in the home turf here, it's quiet. There's not a lot of garbage. There's not a lot of trash talking anymore. Not as much Lions swagger as you walk around and stuff like that. And they're right back to where
they just got reminded. Yeah, they just got reminded of who they were, who they are.
They're like, oh yeah, this feels familiar. This is the first, you know, however old you are, that many years of your life, they've been bad. So I don't care who you are, you know, they've been bad your entire life until the last 2 seasons. So
and they don't have a standout. They don't have a standout star right now. It's not like they have a Barry Sanders. It's not like they have a Megatron right now.
I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is an absolute beast, and we lit him up today. Like we did not let him up.
They do have Tesla.
Yeah,
but he's a rookie. Yeah. So he could develop into something pretty special. He's pretty good.
He is. He's very good. Amon-Ra, but I've heard rumblings. I've heard some people speculate on some of these pregame shows that maybe they should trade Amon-Ra, you know, while they can get something for him, because I think he's due a big contract coming up or something like that. So I don't know. And who knows about Jared Goff? I think his contract is getting close to being up too. So the Lions could have some big turnaround, but for me, their window definitely closed. They had their chances the last couple seasons and
squandered it.
It's injuries, whatever. Every team has injuries. We have injuries.
Yeah, we know that as much as anybody.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
It is kind of funny how it just completely flipped because last year I think it's the exact opposite of what it is. If we were to look at the standings real quick, which we'll talk about that, but right now, if the season ended today, we finished third and the Lions finished fourth, Green Bay finished second, and the Bears finished first, and that's exact flip of last season. It was Lions, Vikings,
Packers,
Bears. So it was that's interesting to see that the parity. And of course, the one thing that we did talk about last week a little bit too, or maybe we didn't talk about it on the podcast, was that fourth place schedule as opposed to that third place schedule is a pretty big difference. You see this year, the Indianapolis Colts, who are in the playoffs for the first time in a long time, fourth place schedule. The Houston, is it Houston? No, Denver, who's in the playoffs, fourth place schedule. The Panthers, who are winning their division, fourth place schedule. So there's a lot of teams that are doing well that are going to the playoffs that came from a fourth place schedule, which is obviously the easiest schedule in that division because there's only 4 teams in every division or whatever. So, it makes a difference. And now, of course, like we've said, it's the most Viking thing to do for us to win out and end up with a third place schedule and have a harder schedule and pick 17th instead of 6th.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
We're not helping ourselves. But
No.
you know what? It's just kind of like, I don't know who it was that I was talking to, or maybe
at the end of the day, a win feels better, regardless.
Of course it does. And you never know. Like these draft picks, look at our picks and other teams as well. Like, you just don't know. So why would you tank on purpose? And it's just not in us to do it. And it's not in those players. Like I love.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that they come out and
as we've talked, like they're all playing for jobs. Like this is big business and talking about millions of dollars on a contract. So to sit there as a coach, be like, hey, we got to lose. And some guy's like, screw you. I need stats.
Oh,
this is a pay. This is the difference between me getting a payday of 15 million versus 6 million. You know, like, screw you. I need a couple more sacks, or screw you. I need a few more yards. Like, they're not just going to lay down.
I'll tell you who we need to pay is when his contract gets to that point.
Will Riker.
Dallas Turner is turning into Daniil Hunter 2.0. That dude he's getting there. And Jalen Redmond has been an absolute beast on that defensive line as well.
With that said, that's a Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah pick. Like, we got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not missing on all of them. So
yeah,
you know, he's developing. So, you know,
yeah. Well,
we'll
and
see.
McCarthy's looking good too.
I did spend some time with my inside source Christmas Eve. So I kind of asked like what the rumblings are, and if there wasn't no good tea, but I was like, you feel like there's going to be I feel like there's going to be a sacrificial lamb. It'd be Kwesi. And he was like, he just goes, yeah, that's not really in the Wilf playbook. Like, they don't really operate like that. So I was like, yeah. I mean, I kind of was getting that too. I feel like if we'd have lost out, I think that they may have been their hand may have been forced to pick a sacrificial lamb. But now they're winning, you know. And like I said, now that Dallas Turner is turning out, and then, you know, now his picks don't look that bad. It's like it's kind of hard to. I mean, obviously, it would be hard to go on to fire the guy, but he's not looking as bad now that he did earlier this season, you know. So. Sounds like we're just going to run it back for next year with what we got, and
I mean, as far as the staff, I don't know. Of course, I think
well, if we can retain Flores, which I think we still. Does he have a new contract this year?
No, he's on a 1-year contract, or this is last year of his contract or something like that. So
so
he's definitely going to get. He's definitely going to get some head coaching nods, I would think, this year based on that defense. I know that there was the whole issue, and I probably should research that, like where they're at on that lawsuit. You know, because, you know, we talked about that early on when he came, is that he's suing the NFL for discrimination, racial discrimination and stuff like that. So I don't know where they're at in that. But and the last 2 years, he hasn't gotten any calls, apparently. I have a feeling their calls are coming this year. Like, they're apparently like, okay.
Yeah, I think they're coming this year.
Yeah.
The good thing is that doesn't affect our cap, though. So it's like if the Wilfs have big enough, deep enough pockets and want to retain this chemistry we got going, I'm like, dude, I know you can't throw head coach money at him, but you can make him the highest paid defensive coordinator in history.
Well, if he wants to stay, though, that's the thing. You know, he might want his chance, because, I mean, obviously a head coaching job is a whole lot more money and a whole lot more publicity. If
he can get a title, though, his stock goes up even more.
Well, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on where his headspace is. You know, it's kind of hard to gauge where he's at. I mean, that's a lot of money, you know. I
mean, again, it's like our fans asking people to take less. It's like, are you kidding? Would you take less?
Yeah.
Are you going to turn down $5,000 because you like the company? No. Exactly. I mean, $5 million. Yeah. No, you're not.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Well, it's just like, you know, it's case in point is Detroit. I mean, they lost both their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. They're in Chicago. I mean, he's doing great. You know, the Jets, not so much. But, you know, Chicago, he jumped right in there, and they kind of struggled out the gate, but now they're, you know, the number one, taking the North and fighting for the number one seed in the NFC overall. So, you know, it's bound to happen. And who doesn't want that? As a coach, that's the pinnacle. A head coaching job in the NFL. You're a football coach. Where do you want to go? You want to go to the NFL. You want to be a head coach. I mean, you know, you want to have the final say. You want to, you know, you want to lead your troops. And I mean, yeah, the defensive coordinators are nice, but it's not head coaches, you know. So anyway, that being said, you know, there's obviously a lot of that be off-season talk and what happens, and, you know, how does he feel about it? And maybe he's like, we're close enough, and KOC can say, hey, dude, I really want you. Give me one more year. Give me one more year, and then, you know, go and run your own thing. Because his stock's only going up. It's not, you know, he's proven his genius of defense is it's there. You know what I mean? And when you're the head coach and you can pick your right pieces, obviously, then
Right.
or at least have a lot more say. I think he has a lot of say in it, anyway.
I think he has a lot of say in the
Yeah.
building, actually.
Yeah. I think
Sure.
that Quincy is smart enough to say, okay, I don't really know football, so what do you want? What do you want? What
Well,
do
I
you want?
think,
Now let's
well,
figure
and
out
I
how to
think
do it.
KOC same is smart enough to like, hey man, I'm like, you want this guy? We'll get this guy. You know, like
right. We'll do everything we can anyway. Yeah.
yeah.
Within our
As
means.
much as we can, or whatever. Like
Yeah, for sure.
you know, tells Quasey like whatever he wants. You know, get it. That's his.
Yeah,
That's his
yeah.
baby. So I mean, that is a big question mark. You know, what happens if we lose him? I mean, that's great. It's going to be sad because having that Flores defense the last few years has been amazing, and you just never know who you're going to get the next defensive coordinator that comes in, like how that looks. But
and if he goes, a lot of times you've seen that where he takes a lot of his guys with him. You know, as a coordinator, you have linebacker coaches and you have defensive line coaches, and a lot of times, hey, come with me. You be my DC.
I really hope if that happens, I hope it's not a Lions Bears deal. I don't want. He better not go to an NFC North team. I'll be pissed.
There's no head coaching to open vacancies in the NFC.
Yeah, that's true too.
He's not going to the.
Just go to the AFC so we don't have to deal with you. But once in a while, like God dang. Sure. You need a no compete clause in that contract.
Exactly.
Contract or something. Like,
for sure.
He causes problems. So he's really good at what he does for sure.
Yeah, the defense has been really good. So it's been fun to watch. It's been fun to these wins always feel good. Obviously, it's too little, too late, but it still feels good to win and. It's good momentum and it's good. And it's also nice. I feel like, you talked about as once we kind of got out of it doesn't mean anything, then we can enjoy it as fans. I feel the same way because we're going for it on 4th and 4. Why not? It means nothing. Yeah. It's, like we talked about it last week after the game or Sunday after the game. And I was like, I started to feel like, why do we do this and that? And then all of a sudden it hit me. What difference does it make? If we lose this game, it means nothing. Like, okay,
actually
we
helps us.
Whatever. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, let's go for it on 4th and 4. Let's try some different things with JJ McCarthy. So he has that experience going into next season. Of course, it would have been really nice to see him finish the season, off. And you never know. Maybe by next Sunday. I mean, he's got 2 full weeks almost to rest it. And so I don't know.
Do you even?
I think so. I think so because it's live bullets. And it's against the Packers, division rival, and the Packers will be playing for something. So
they're not. They're not really playing for something now. They're in, right? They clinched a playoff spot. We can't knock them out.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that, or do you want to talk about this game?
Well, I think we talked about this game enough. Let's talk about our offense is terrible. Our defense is great.
Yeah,
we won.
Well, I was just going to throw out a few numbers, but
go ahead. Really hit the numbers if you want.
Let's see, 161 total yards of offense, which is not good.
Terrible.
3 passing yards. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 passing yards. 158 rushing yards. 3.2 yards per carry.
Hey, no interceptions.
Yeah. We allowed 7 sacks. We punted 7 times. They only allowed 5 sacks, and they only punted 3 times. Penalties were good, but we did have 2 back-to-back, which took us from like 3rd and 5 to 3rd and 15 or something like that. And then, of course, the big stat was 4 fumbles lost for them and two interceptions, and we had 0 turnovers. So we won the turnover battle 6-0. And, okay, we won, in the end going away, but still up until that last couple, 6-7 minutes, it was 13-10. I mean, with 6 turns, 6-7 exactly. So my boys are like that. So definitely not good at all. Jared Goff, 18 of 29 for 197 yards, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown. And he had a couple fumbles lost, though. I don't know why they don't have that on there. And then the Vikings Yeah, this is not good. Max Brosser, 9 of 16 for 51 yards, sacked 7 times, no interceptions, no turnovers. At least he didn't turn the ball over. But the third down sacks, that was like 3 big third downs in a row that he takes a sack. I'm like, bro, you can't do that. And the one knocked us out of knocked us out of field goal range. So I'm like, dude, you have to at least throw that ball away.
You got to roll out and throw it away.
Yeah. The one thing that we talked about, Joel and I were watching the game today together, and when Max tucks it and takes off running, I think that he could just step up in the pocket and still look downfield. And I think he probably has an opportunity to make some passes instead of, because it's either he's looking his progression, and then when he tucks it, he's gone. There is no, let me step up, run a yard or two in front of the pocket here, and I still behind the line of scrimmage, and I can look, because then all of a sudden the defense is reacting. That's where I think you see the maturity of a veteran quarterback, where they're still looking down the field. He's just, okay, I'm going to take off running. And it was good. Yeah. I'm glad that he tried to do that. But
I agree. There was a few plays where, the pocket collapsed, and if he would have just actually stayed still and just ran his checkdowns, probably could have got that ball off. But he steps forward a couple feet, doesn't run. Like, it'd been better if he just took off running, but he didn't. Yeah. He just moved up in the pocket, and that actually moved him into the danger zone. If you just stayed in the pocket, you had protection. Your guys had you, but then you moved out of protection, and they were able to put pressure on you, either sacked or you had to throw it away or whatever. But it's like, if you're going to run. Don't half-ass run it. But
that's the inexperience.
Yeah, he doesn't have the experience, and the game is just too fast for him. I mean, it's just, you can just see progressions. What are you talking about? Like, his first option isn't there. It's too late. He's toast. He's just not.
Well, the good thing about it that Chato brought up in our group text was that, we're doing this with the UDFA, and this is their premier number one quarterback. Jared Goff. They're all chanting his name and stuff like that. He's a number one. They're saying he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. All this kind of stuff. We're doing this with the UDFA, and he outplays him. Right. I mean, not really, but kind of. But Jared Goff is not very good. He won the game. He did enough. He's a game manager. He did enough. Yeah. Handed the ball off enough to and didn't turn the ball over.
Well, the defense won. The defense won the game. At the end of the day,
but he did not turn the ball over. Even with the sacks, he didn't turn the ball over. He didn't get strip sacked. He didn't throw it away. He didn't throw into coverage. So you got to take a sack instead of trying to throw an interception. He threw 4 interceptions in his last start against Seattle. So, baby steps. So 4 interceptions to no interceptions. Okay. You look terrible. The offense looks terrible. We couldn't move the ball until we needed to. Big first down to Justin Jefferson. Big first down to Jefferson. Steal that game, basically. Receiving Justin Jefferson 4 for 30 yards, average of 7.5, and that one was 10 yards was his longest catch. And that put him as the highest
youngest receiver to hit.
The most yards in his first 6 seasons. He surpassed Randy Moss. I don't have that number right in front of me. I should have looked that up. But anyway, so like I said, it was all defensive, but it's a great win. Great for Harry. I think it was Dan that said what he wanted for Christmas was a Harry pick 6 for his 40th touchdown to knock the Lions out of the playoffs. So, and of course that always feels good. I mean, knocking the Cowboys out of the playoffs and now knocking the Lions out of the playoffs. We're in 3rd place. So, we can talk about going up north. Is that where we were kind of?
I think we covered that game. Let's go up north, which.
So the Bears currently, of course, today is Thursday, Christmas Day. So there's a lot of games coming up this week. The Bears are 11-4. Packers are 9-5. We're at 8-8, and the Lions are at 8-8, but we're in 3rd place because we swept the Lions. So we win next week, and we get 3rd place no matter what the Lions do. And if the Lions lose, obviously, then we end up at 9-8, and they end up at 8-9. And we just beat them out.
It's pretty incredible, honestly, if we finish this season with a winning record. Like that.
Yeah, you're right.
The fact that this season has been the way the season has, that something when the dust settles, you're like, we had a winning record. How the hell did that happen?
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell? Because it did not feel like a winning record season. Let me tell you.
No, for sure. And we've won 4 in a row. I mean, peaking at the right time. If we hadn't have got knocked out, a couple weeks ago, 4 or 5 weeks ago, whatever it was, people are saying, you don't want to see us in the playoffs. Well, you're not going to see us in the playoffs, but you're probably right if JJ McCarthy was healthy. So the Lions play the Bears next week. All of next week's games are to be determined as far as the timing. So the Lions play the Bears next week, which the Bears might be fighting for a number 1 seed. So there's a decent chance.
Yeah.
And it's in Chicago. So really good chance the Lions lose that game. We end up in third. And coincidentally, I win $50.
I love just because of all the shit talk and toxic as Detroit fans have been the last couple seasons.
Yeah.
And right up to the beginning of this season.
Yeah.
Just talking mad shit. And then to see them fall to the bottom, it feels really good.
Feels really good.
What if that does happen? If that does happen, they end up 4th place in the NFC North. Yeah, I'm taking to that NFC North trash talk page and talking mad.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be rage baiting like a mofo.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, my Facebook feed is a lot quieter than it's been in a long time.
I bet.
There's a lot of, because I'm right here in the heart of it, and there's a lot of them are just all over me, and it's hard for me to really just. I wanted to, and I had it all ready to just send out there and just tagged every one of them, and I backed off because I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna be that person. I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to be you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be what you guys were for the last 2 years and just rub your face in it. You know it. You feel crunchy enough just sitting at home by yourself. I don't have to tell you that we beat you. You know what's going on. And you're thinking about me. I am living rent-free in your head. And you know that I am the biggest Vikings fan you know. And so I don't have to say anything. My silence is just, I think it's just a little bit smoldering there because then they can't respond to me. They can't say anything and they can't respond to my
They have nothing.
They have nothing. So they can just sit there at home, think about the fact that we're beating them and that, ooh, Jim's loving this. Yeah, you better believe I'm loving this.
I mean, the sweep is sweet anyways. I mean, that's beautiful anyways, regardless of how the standings played out. Like, just getting the sweep is awesome, but not nearly as sweet as a Green Bay sweep would be. But we have to split, so I feel like there is pressure. I feel like we, as a fan, there is pressure to win the last game because even if it doesn't mean anything. We can't knock them out, whatever. It's like, we can't let Green Bay sweep us. Like we can't.
No.
We got to at least split. We got to beat them at home.
So the Bears play the 49ers in Candlestick in San Francisco.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good one.
And that's a Sunday night game, and then they play the Lions at home. The Packers play Saturday night against the Ravens. I have heard that Lamar Jackson is not playing in that game or is questionable. That's the day after tomorrow. That's 48 hours from now. So they're at home. It's Lambeau. It's cold. I don't know. I guess it's going to depend on if Lamar comes or and I don't know how they look without him. Maybe they look okay without him and Derrick Henry can go off. Micah Parsons is out. This is their first week without Micah Parsons now. So, and he is a game changer. So, are the Packers the same? I doubt it. I went on Full SKOL Facebook page and I did a little video there, and I'm okay with the Packers getting in because of the fact that I live in Michigan and I've had to listen to Detroit run their mouth for the last 2 seasons. I feel really good about the fact that we knocked them out and that they're 4th in the division, and because of that, subsequently, the Packers are in. I'm okay with that too because they're going to play one more game than the rest of us. They're not a good team. I feel confident that the Packers are not going to do anything. So, okay, you made the playoffs as the 7th seed. You're the last one in. You limped your way in. You don't have Micah Parsons. You're not going anywhere. So you're going to play the number 2 seed. You're going to get your head beat in. You're going to go on the road. You're going to lose. And you played one more game than us. Okay, big deal. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they play the Ravens, and then they come to US Bank for week 18, and they play us. So I did look up the playoff scenario. So the Chicago Bears control the destiny for the NFC North. Chicago Bears win out. They play the 49ers and they play Detroit. They win out. They win the North. Hands down, 13-5. Or 13-5 is only 17 games. 13-4.
13-4.
What are they now? 11 and They're 11-4. They're 11-4. They're 11-4. Yeah. So they finished 13-4. So the Bears went out. They win the North. They clinch with a win in their final 2 games, or potentially even 1 win if the Packers lose. But if the Bears lose out, then the Packers win out. The Packers can still steal the North. So the Packers, if the Bears and the Packers, if the Packers win Saturday night and the Bears lose Sunday night, then Week 18 is for the division. The Bears play the Lions and we play the Packers, and we can knock the Packers out of first place in the division with a win. So it wouldn't be out of the playoffs, but it would take them from number 1 seed or take them from a home game to the 7th seed on the road. So
still spoiler of sorts.
There's still some spoiler to be had there. The overall NFC playoff picture right now, Seattle is 12-3, Chicago's 11-4, Philadelphia is 10-5, Carolina's 8-7, and then the San Francisco, who is also 11-4, and the Rams are also 11-4, but because they play in divisions with what division are they in? San Francisco. How can they be behind the Rams and Seattle and San Francisco? Are they all in the same division at 11-4 and 12-3?
Yes.
Wow.
Rams, Niners, Seahawks are in the same division.
So Seattle, because of their 12-3, they're number 1. The San Francisco's number 5, and the Rams are number 6, and Green Bay's number 7, and Green Bay cannot catch them. Well, I take that back. If Green Bay wins the next 2, they'll finish at 11-5. That can't be right. It's only 16 games. Green Bay hasn't played this week yet. No, something's not right with these numbers because that's only because the Rams have 15.
Don't they have 2 more games?
They're 9-5-1. I always forget
the tie. The tie.
Yeah, because they're terrible. Yeah. So Detroit Green Bay can only finish at 11-5-1. So if the Rams or San Francisco lose the next 2 and they finish 11-6, then Green Bay could potentially move up to the 5th seed. So Week 18 next week could be a big game for Green Bay as well. I was kind of hoping maybe it wouldn't be, like they were just set at the 7 and there's nothing they could do about it. And so if San Francisco wins, which of course then they beat the Lions, and the Rams win, then Green Bay can't catch them. So Green Bay would automatically be the 7th seed no matter what. They're in. Green Bay is in. It's either going to be the 7th, 6th, or the 5th. But if San Francisco or the Rams win one of the next 2, then Green Bay cannot catch them. So next week potentially could mean nothing to Green Bay because they're already set at the 7. They can't change their seeding.
Sure.
And I could see them sitting and resting, and then we beat them because we're not sitting and resting. We're playing hard just for pride. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, unless the offense is as dismal as it is tonight, and I don't foresee the defense turning the ball over that many times. And we might keep them out of the end zone, but all they have to do is score 14 points or something like that and probably beat us the way our offense looked tonight. So, but anyway, so that's kind of where they're at as far as the scenarios. There's still a chance that they can win the North. I don't foresee that. Like I said, Chicago has the 49ers, which is a good game, but then they have the Lions that finish the season. So it could be Week 18 could be a big game for Chicago as far as hat and T-shirts, as far as winning the North, which would be the first time in a long time for Chicago. I think it's been in the 2000s, maybe 2010 or 11 or something like that. I think they won a division. But anyway, so there's still some football to be played. Like I said, we're in a really good spoiler position. It feels good that we're not just completely irrelevant. The fact that we're out of the playoffs, but we've knocked 2 good teams out of the playoffs, especially being Detroit. Dallas is always a plus to knock them out just because everybody hates Dallas, but to knock Detroit out is really good. And if we can knock the Packers out of the number 1 seed, and we get the split, we finish with a winning record, we finish in 3rd place. There's a lot of reasons for us to keep playing and playing hard. And I love to see it. I love the fact that they get them up and they, KOC's getting them ready and they're coming out there and they're playing hard. They're playing hard for Jefferson to get his 1,000 yards. I don't know where
What's
that
he need?
I think he needed 80 something going into tonight. So
it's doable.
Yeah, I think he needs like 40. What did I say he had tonight? 50?
Something like that. I'm trying to.
As of late, December receiving yards for 25 or 917, but that was going into tonight, I do believe. Yeah, because they said they needed like 83. Yeah, so 917. So he had 917 going into tonight, and today's game is right here. Nope, that was last week's game. Today's game is right here. Justin Jefferson, 30 yards. 4 catches for 30 yards. So he needs 53 yards next week to get 1,000 yards. The way that offense looks, it's doable. Is
doable. We had 3 yards
feasible?
passing today, though, so it's good. We're gonna have to do a little better than 3 yards passing.
Yeah. Well, he had 50 something.
It'd be doable. Yeah, it'd be doable if we had McCarthy for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
and
like you said, he might start. We got almost 2 weeks, right? We got a week and a half for a play.
Yeah, I don't know. Hairline fracture. I don't know what do you do with that? It just probably takes time. But if you could wrap it somehow and insulate it somehow or something like that, to where if he doesn't take a hit.
Yeah, the bone's not gonna bone takes time to heal, but it's all the soft tissue around it that got injured. So as long as if that swelling can go down enough and he can get movement back in his hand where he can grip the ball, having a hairline fracture doesn't really affect the way your bone can work. It's just going to be really sore around it because you damaged all the soft tissue enough to stress fracture that bone or whatever. So I mean, it's possible. We'll see. See, I mean,
and it might be one of those things where they just do like the bubble screens because that's considered a pass as long as he threw it forward, and then he gets 15, 20 yards doing those instead of trying to push the ball downfield. Which that would be one thing tonight that I wanted to see, which we didn't see on third down a lot. I'm like, why don't we throw the screen there? They were coming after us on third down every.
We didn't have Hawkinson.
Well, that's true, but I mean, just let them come and hit Josh Oliver or Ty Chandler played well. It was nice to see Ty Chandler come back today. That was his first game, and I don't know, since the beginning of the season. He was on IR for a long time. I don't remember what his injury was, but it was nice to see Ty Chandler back in there. I thought that part of it was pretty good, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's what's out in front of us is pride and spoilers and.
Yeah, at least it's not. It's so much less stressful.
Yeah, no, it is. It is a lot of fun.
That's the silver lining. Is just it's so like today was just fun. Like I didn't have any at one point in time watching at my boss's house, and there at one point in time he's like, "Well, that's the game. We should have it." No, there was still like over 3 minutes left. I'm like, "You don't say that. There's way
what is wrong with you?
Time to like." I can't breathe easy until that clock right there says 0, 0, 0 and we're up. Like crazy stuff happens in the NFL. It just takes a couple free turnovers and you're in.
I mean, look at that Pittsburgh game against Detroit on Sunday.
Exactly.
Finish on that thing. That was insane, bro.
Freakish things.
OPI and the lateral.
Freakish things can happen. So definitely never said that. But I never was like, oh my God, we're gonna lose it. Even when we were only up by 6, and you're like, yeah, all I need is a touchdown. And I was kind of like, I could totally see that happening, but I wasn't like, oh my God, here we go again. It was just like, oh, I could see it happening, but whatever. It was like they're just totally emotionally not vested in this team this year. Because I mean, why would you be? I mean, there's nothing to be vested about. The playoffs are toast, and we just can't keep anybody healthy, it seems. So I don't know. I think it'll just be, we got a gap in between teams. Wrap up this season. If we can split with the Packers, that will be a moral victory. And then it's on to the off season to just see what kind of moves we make.
Yeah. The one thing I would say that the news came out this week that we did not send one player to the Pro Bowl this year.
And
That's
how
the
did
first
did
time.
Will the Thrill not get in there?
Yeah, I don't know, because he missed two that he shouldn't have missed because
Yeah,
they hit
because
cables.
of the wire.
He should be 100% for sure.
But didn't you tell me, or somebody told me that the person that they sent to the Pro Bowl has a couple misses too?
No, that wasn't me. No, I didn't. I
Okay.
didn't see who it was that took it.
I'd have to look. I mean, it's just hearsay. I didn't verify that, but
that's the first time since 2014. So 11 years that we haven't been, and the previous time before that was 1983. So this is the third time in NFL or in Viking history that we have not sent a player to the Pro Bowl, which is ridiculous. Justin Jefferson, okay, he's had an off season, but come on, it's Justin Jefferson, dude. Like that,
yeah.
You got to send him to the Pro Bowl. He's a perennial All Pro. I mean, like, come on.
Even Van Ginkel, he's played so well, and I kind of get it. The stats aren't there, but how many almost did he have? You know, like he's just right there. But it is what it is. I mean, whatever. It's
Drew
one
Brees,
less
I think,
game
talked
they
about
can
it
get
a little bit.
hurt on.
Drew Brees, I believe, talked about it on the podcast a little bit about how, unfortunately, the record plays a role in that. People
Right.
They don't vote for players that are on bad teams and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but that's Justin Jefferson. Like, come on, dude. I mean, he just broke the record tonight for the most yards ever in NFL history in the first 6 seasons, breaking Randy Moss as the all-time great Hall of Famer. I mean, like, come on, dude. Like, seriously, like, you're not going to put him in. But whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, the Pro Bowl is a joke. Actually, it's just a waste of time, if you ask me. At least before, they would have, like, the different competitions, and they kind of cared and stuff like that. So all the Pro Bowl stuff is a joke. The only ones that really play is baseball, because how do you not pitch well? You know what I mean? Like, that would just – are you just going to throw – batting practice? Like, the pitchers are out there showcasing too, and so baseball is still good because it's still a pure sport. As far as you're still pitching, you're still trying to hit the ball hard, you're still trying to make these amazing plays. Yeah, you might do some things in the field, but basketball's a joke, football's now a joke. Just let them play. Right. Just let them play flag football. Just let them just go play a flag football game somewhere. Go back to Hawaii where it belongs, and just whatever. But anyways, there you go. I mean,
there we are.
A win is a win. It feels good. Defense plays amazing.
Yeah, we knocked Detroit out of playoffs. We shut them up for the rest of the season, and hopefully we don't hear from annoying Detroit fans for quite some time. So
ever again,
we'll have to see what kind of moves they make in the offseason too. Now Bears are kind of coming into their own. We'll see if they can keep that rolling in next year, and I think it's still going to be a relatively tough division. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a drop off with Detroit, and then they just kind of, for at least for the next 2-3 years, they might be at the bottom for a while. I don't know what their cap space looks like. I don't know what their draft capital is or where they're at, but they had their team relatively together this year and did nothing with it. So.
I mean, they got hurt in the secondary, but everybody gets hurt. You overcome injuries. They were hurt last year. Remember last year?
They kept winning. They were on their third string in their secondaries, and they were still winning.
You can't tell me that the coordinators don't make a difference. But
the other big Ben Johnson was the deal, because he's coach. He's the coach of the Bears, and look at them. So.
And that would be the other big news. Two big news is that Chicago Bears are moving to Gary, Indiana, and the Kansas City Chiefs are moving to the state of Kansas.
They're
going to be the Kansas Chiefs, not the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Bears, I don't know what they're going to call them. The Indiana Bears?
I think there's a Kansas City, Kansas. It's right across the river.
Kansas City, Kansas.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe there's a Kansas City, Kansas too.
So they'll still be the Kansas City Chiefs. They just won't be at Arrowhead. They're going to get a new stadium.
Right.
Arrowhead is an amazing stadium. But anyway, so that was kind of big news. But the Bears moving to Indiana, I mean, that's Chicago. How can you call them Chicago? You're Gary, Indiana. That's not Chicago
right
anymore.
The Gary Bears.
The Gary Bears. We have to start a petition just saying that, dude. I hadn't even thought about that, but that sounds so dumb. The Gary Bears. That's going to be it, dude, from now on. The Gary Bears. We gotta patent that real quick. We gotta coin that phrase and trademark it real quick.
The Gary Bears. That's hilarious. That sounds
awesome.
so dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, anyways. All right. Well, we've rambled long enough. Let's wrap this
Yes.
thing up.
Very
Hopefully we the next time we meet, it's another victory and split with the Packers and just go out on top. So that'd be
What
great.
are you thinking? What's your prediction?
Oh, predictions. Man, I don't really have one. God,
So
like
hard
you're
to know
saying,
because who's
it's
who's
tough
tied.
because, like I said, if they clinch how things work out, they might rest their players, and then, I mean, all your guesses go out the window. But what does it really matter? We're never right. So, I want to say we're probably going to lose. I think they're going to have something to play for, and there's a chance we're still going to have Max, so that's just not good. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Who cares? Vikings are going to win. Vikings are going to win 32-14.
Okay. I'm going win, but I don't feel as confident in the scoring. Well, I could see the defense scoring. I'm going to say 27-17. 27-17.
I like it.
27-17. I like that.
I got nothing to lose. But we win. We're always way wrong anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Throw any numbers out you want.
I think we can beat them anyways, but without Myles Garrett now, they're not going to get the pressure they need. And if Max is playing, obviously they're going to, KOC is going to adjust and they're going to try to do some more screens or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, I say we win out. We get third in the division. We end up with a winning record at 9-8. That to me would be the biggest thing. Like you said, the 9-8 finish after the tumultuous season that we've had. Like, that is huge, dude, to come away one game above 900 or 500.
Moral victories don't get you much, but as calamitous as this season was, to finish with the winning record, knock Detroit out of the playoffs, and split with Green Bay,
I mean,
I got one word. I got one word for it.
See you, bye!
And I tell you guys I love you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And that will never change. I will ride with this group until they don't let us play more games.